Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. This is our Unai Emery press conference reaction episode. If you are new around here, make sure you are subscribing. Smash a like on this episode. Let's try and get around 800 likes and comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. Little bit of a favour. We are about 8 people, fans, away from 21,000 subscribers. So can we get there today? I imagine we should be able to. So there's got to be 8 of you out there that aren't subscribed. So who can be the 21,000th subscriber? Right, let's go. Let's get stuck into it then. So the main news, the big news is that OLLIE Watkins and Konsa are available to play. That is absolutely huge news for Aston Villa that both are available to play. I think deep down, I feel like one of them will definitely play. I think Konsa is fine. I think he's totally fine to play. And then we've got that little question mark on Watkins of is he ready to start the game? We know that he sort of had that little bit of a problem with England, pulled out of it. So we know that there's a little niggle there, but he's available to play. So he hasn't said he's available to start, but he's available to play. And then that leads you into, like, what do we do up top? We obviously got Duran, who's banging form. Do we play Duran and sort of leave Watkins on the bench and bring Watkins on for the last 25, 30, 20 minutes, and then Watkins possibly plays on Tuesday in the Champions League? Or does Watkins just start and Duran's off the bench and Duran comes off the bench and probably grabs the winner like what he's been doing recently? So they're all different little permutations, couple of unknowns because we don't know really where Watkins is fully fit. What was the problem? So I think that's going to be interesting. But I think Konsa will definitely start. So if we have a little look at what he said about Watkins, Emery said he's progressively getting better and he's in the squad, and being in the squad, thinking tomorrow is that he will be available to play. So he's available to play. Whether he's available to start. So that's interesting then. So that's Watkins. That's the good news. So he's not sidelined for any period of time. Emery has also been speaking about Europe and the games that we've got coming up and the congestion and how we adapt to it and how we get through it and how we manage it. We manage it with the squad. So Aston Villa boss Unai Emery are managing fatigue with 6 games in 19 days coming up. We have 1 year with this experience and we were playing more or less similar matches. We are expecting to play minimum until January. Depends if we can progress in the Champions League and even the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. Hopefully, we can play more matches. So we want to go for it. Of course, it's difficult to manage it with a lot of matches. The Champions League starts next week, but we have the experience. Last season was very interesting, even with a lot of injuries. This year, we have started with less injured players. Last year, we started with 2 big leg injuries from Tyrone Mings and Emi Buendia, and hopefully this year we can keep the same process we are doing with less relevant injuries for a long time. I will manage the matches, trying to focus each match with the players we have available and 100% to play. So it's just utilising the squad, isn't it? It's utilising and managing the squad, managing the load. I think we're in a strong position to tackle a lot of games. I think you look at last season with the 2 injuries at the start, which is like, oh my God, kills your squad, kills it with quality. But now those players are coming back. We've got Kamara coming back as well, which is going to be, that's just going to be absolutely massive getting Kamara back for the team, for how we play in that right back role. So I'm really pleased with that Kamara's not too far away, getting back training, getting back playing and just getting back involved because he's got, so much quality. And I was listening to a lot of different various outlets on Arsenal's injuries, on Odegaard, on Rice, Calafiore's got a knock as well, hasn't he? And they're sort of saying like, "Oh, we're going to the North London derby with a lot of injuries," and I'm like, "Yeah, but you've hardly had any injuries." And they're talking about like how they adapt to life, without Declan Rice because he got his red card. And I'm thinking, if you flip that, that's Kamara for us. Like Kamara is one of our best players. He's one of our best players, and we haven't had him since January time. So it's absolutely remarkable that we are able to function and keep going without one of our best players. So I just think it's absolutely huge testament to the coaching, testament to the manager, to the squad, etc., of how good we actually just go about our business. So he was asked about John Duran and Ollie Watkins. He's put, "I'm happy. I want it. I want players competing, each one to increase and add quality for us. Of course, they are two strikers in good form. And last year, they played together sometimes. Last year, their connection wasn't so good on the pitch. But John Duran is getting mature. He's getting confident. Ollie Watkins, after his small problems and after he came trying to get fitness quick progressively, he's feeling better and they can play individually or they can play together. Of course, I want the best from them from here until the end of the season. And I'm happy it is those players in this form." So, massive stuff. I think I've especially been impressed with Duran. I've been impressed with his application. I've been impressed with his mentality. And I think that's a stark contrast to the player that we saw for long periods last season. So it looks like it's finally clicked. It's interesting there that Emery's talking about them both playing together. So that's going to be interesting if that does happen. We've only seen it a couple of times, and like Emery said there, it didn't really work that well, did it? But I think if you've got two players that are on the same page, that are working together, then that partnership hopefully can blossom a little bit more, because they are two fantastic strikers. And if they were to play together, then I think that would be really good. I think they could complement each other quite nicely if they were on the same page in the same direction. So I think that one would be interesting. But yeah, we've got two strikers who are both very, very good. And it's going to be interesting to see them playing together. And then finally, he's been talking about Konsa after he was injured and he came off. He put, "Yes, the players are coming back after they played with their national teams. They are in the squad. We don't have big issues after it." So that's just a relief that everybody that was on international duty has come back. And I think that's just really, really pleasing. I haven't seen anything on Bailey. I imagine Bailey is out. My vibe is hamstring, so I think that's my diagnosis of him coming off against Leicester, that it looked hamstring. I think Cash is potentially still going to be out as well. So we've had a lot of content this week. Hopefully you've all enjoyed the content. We've had match preview, predicted lineup, opposition preview, which went down really well. A lot of you really liked Stephen, the lad that we had on from the Everton channel. So make sure you go and check out all the content. Let's try and get us to 21,000 before the game tomorrow. Fan cams will be tomorrow as well. And I want to finish off on something that has really got me thinking, and I would love you guys at home to get involved with this, because it's a cool trend that's been happening online, and it's called Prime Barclays. And what it's all about, it's about thinking about prime Barclays players. So players that played in the Premier League Barclays era. And what I want you to do is I want you to pick one Villa player who is prime Barclays and one player who is from a different club. So I'll do it and then you can catch my drift. But what I don't want are the obvious. So I don't want Patrick Vieira. I don't want Wayne Rooney. I want obscure but absolute ballers. Right, so mine are. So my one for Villa, well, I've got three for Villa. who are prime Barclays. So they are Angel, John Carew, and Ashley Young. For me, they are prime Barclays Aston Villa. Just absolute, like, iconic superstars for Villa in the prime Barclays era. But if I had to pick one, you guys know my favourite player is Angel, but I'd have to go with Ashley Young because he came from Watford, and when he came to Villa, he was just absolutely class. He was so good, and what a player he was for Aston Villa. Now, I've got loads written down here. So I'll read 3 that I've got, and then we can narrow it down like I've just done. I've got too many, though. But if I give them away, then some of you will probably pick them, which I don't want you to do. So I've got Pedersen, who was for Blackburn. Just that left foot was just epic. I've got JJ Okocha. And I've got, I don't know why I've got him written down. I've got Ivan Campo. He was just iconic, man. Campo was iconic. So my one would be JJ Okocha. I think he was so good for Bolton. That little, I don't even know what the movie used to do when he used to just flick it up and it go over it. I don't know what that move's called, but that one was just iconic. There's so many randoms that you could have. I'll tell you a couple more I've got written down. I've got 2 guy. I've got Charlie Adam. I just thought he was just iconic for Blackpool. I've got Delap. I've got Chris Brunt because he just felt like he played forever for West Brom. I've got Yakubu. Remember Yakubu? Just what a player Yakubu was. So those were mine. Okocha, Pedersen, Yakubu, Delap, and Campo. Ivan Campo. So have a bit of fun with it. Let me know what yours are. Pick a Villa one and pick a random one. And I think it's just nostalgic vibes. It's just really good to just look back on and just reminisce, really. So yeah, like I say, we've got a lot of content that's come out this week. A lot of you have really enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed making it as well, to be fair. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow's a good day. Another home game, which is good. So looking forward to going back down the Villa. Hopefully the atmosphere is really good. Hopefully we can get the win. It'd be massive if we can get the win. I think it's going to be difficult. I think they are going to be quite resilient, Everton. But I think if Villa can apply ourselves the way in which we should, then I think we should, not comfortably, but a comfortable professional performance, and Villa get the win, really. So yeah, we'll have fan cams that will come out on Saturday straight after the game. I'll get those out for you, and up the Villa. Right, so let's hopefully next time you see me, I'm buzzing after a Villa win, standing outside Villa Park. Up the Villa.